as well. Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, it kept sending me away.
Oh, well, you're here now.
Yes, I am.
I'm so excited. All right. So, everyone, this is Liz or Lisvette or Lily. So many names.
Yes, lots
Love
of
it.
names.
All right. So, I'm dying to hear. Okay. So, Liz was in a head-on car accident, right?
Yes.
And was in the hospital for 4 days on life support, proclaimed dead, right? But
Yep.
you were on the other side and you remember everything.
Yes.
Okay, so
Totally.
we're dying to know. Tell us the things. And you said there were so many crazy things that happened that are completely unexplainable, and I want to hear all those things too.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, of course. Well, it all starts on me heading on to the airport. I worked for American Airlines
Oh,
as a ticket counter at the ticket counter at that time, and my shift was my shift that day was 5:30 start. I usually would do a 4:30 start, but that day I was due to start at 5:30. I always like to get to work an hour before I start. That's just me. So on the way there, if you've ever been to Kennedy Airport, you would know that there are a lot of curves. That the actual main roads are set up as the shape of a heart and its main arteries.
oh,
So in
is that why it's so
yeah,
curvy? Okay.
yes. So if you look at it from above, you will notice that it's the shape of a heart.
So do you live in New
So
York? Just side note.
yes,
Oh, okay. I
yes,
used to live in New York, so yeah, I used to fly.
yeah. I'm in New York. I'm in Long Island, New York.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
I lived in Babylon.
oh, not too far. I'm in Westbury.
That's crazy that we never knew that. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Okay. So, so I'm on my way, and in one of those curves, there's an area where you have the fuel tanks
Hmm.
for the aircrafts, and that there's a lake, a small lake that surrounds it, and it's infested with just pure disgusting things. On top of the fact that it has a lot of chemicals and fuel discharge and a lot of ugly things. So that was on my left, and to my right, I have a wall. It was a two-way street, except that on the left, which would have been the head for me, they had two lanes. I had one lane. So as I'm approaching the curb that's coming to my left, I just felt something. I was like, okay, and I'm going slow. I'm doing about 20 miles an hour, as you're supposed to at the airport. The other person was doing about 60. So I had very little time to decide what I was going to do. On top of that, I was driving a stick car. So yes, you can make a stick car do what you want it to do, but when you have little time to decide what to do, it's not the one that will respond the quickest.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when I saw that the person did not have lights, this is 4 o'clock in the morning, dark. I see the car. I was like, okay, what do I do? And then I look again to in front. I was like, God, I give you my soul. That's what I did. I let go of the steering wheel. I backed away.
Oh
I'm
my
getting
gosh, I'm
chills.
chills.
It's because I haven't told this story, and I know you guys are going to receive it. It's like, oh my God. Okay, I'm getting teary. Okay. So I did that. I backed away. I felt a hand. Say if you would take two hands and put them together, so about that size, so a big, big hand right here, say at the end of my neck, went in this manner. Fingers were completely wide, went like that, grabbed, pulled me out.
Oh my,
Accident happens, put me back in.
like, do you feel like more than your soul, like your whole body?
It wasn't my body,
It was just your soul? Okay.
it was my
Just
soul.
okay.
Because my body took the hit.
Okay.
I didn't. I didn't feel anything. So,
Just so I just want to pause here for a
go
second.
ahead.
I've always wondered, when you have a friend who dies a horrific death or something really, really, if I always wonder if maybe the same thing happens that they don't feel it.
They don't feel it.
And now that
They don't
ooh, I have
feel it.
chills. That's like
They
confirmation
don't feel
that
it.
they don't.
They don't feel it.
Doesn't that make you feel
I can,
better
I
about
can
anybody
tell.
that's
Yes.
ever lost?
Yes.
Oh
So
gosh.
since this happened, I have no fear of death
Wow.
at
Okay.
all.
Telling us the
Because
story.
yeah. So I guess it took a little bit for my body and soul to kind of marry themselves. It was weird. Anyway, I'm pushed in there, and the officer that eventually found me, so he explained to me, because I met him 2 years later. So the story, it just keeps going. um, he knocked, he did 3 taps on my glass, and he says, "Are you okay?" That's when I responded. I was like, "Yeah." I mean, it was the weirdest thing. Like, "Yeah." So then he says, "What's your name?" I said, "Lisvette Taveras," with a weird attitude because I don't usually speak that way. I did that, the head thing and everything. I went like that to him. He says, "Well, can you get out of the car?" I was like, "Yeah." So he opened the door. I got out of the car, and that's all I remember up to that point. Now, from here on, I'm going to tell you what's on paper, of what he documented and what the hospital documented. Then I'll pick up as what I remember.
Okay.
So he explained that I lost consciousness. So he picks me up. He puts me in the ambulance. They take me to the hospital. He explained that in the ambulance, I woke up, and that I was speaking fine. I got to the hospital. I walked off of the ambulance. I went to the triage. I checked myself in, complaining of chest pains. At this point, they put me on a gurney. They lay me down and waiting for somebody to, I guess, take care of me. But I was not bleeding. It didn't look like there was anything wrong with me until a medical student passes by and he says, "This girl is dying." He then calls the doctor, the head of the trauma team. She sees me, he's like, "Oh my gosh, she's really dying. Let's rush her to the OR."
And you were
So
just sitting there?
I was just laying there.
Oh,
I was not aware. I don't remember being there.
okay.
At this point, when they start rushing me, on the gurney and the running, I woke up. And I see all the lights and her, she's hovering over me and they're rushing me. And when they get me to the room, what I remember, I will never forget. She's doing this to me. I mean, but harder than what I'm doing to myself. I mean, she's just really stroking my face and she's saying, "You got to stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going to help you. I promise I'm going to help you. You're going to be fine. Please stay with me." And she wouldn't let, she just, "You're going to be fine." So then she tells somebody else to tube me. They did 3 attempts. Now I'm feeling this and it's hurting like crazy, but I couldn't do anything. So then she says, "Give me that." She takes it from the person. "You should have done it. Don't you see she needs the air?" So then she intubates me. And she says, "You see, I'm going to take care of you. Just please don't let me go. I can do this. I know I can help you." She was reassuring me. It's like, "I know I can do this. You look really bad. It looks bad, but I got this for you." At that moment, which is, "I got this for you," I sat up and I rose up about, give it maybe 10 feet above, because I had a complete view.
Ooh, you're frozen. Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay. It wasn't only me that I was looking at. I could see, I could see her working on me, the assistants, the doctors, everything that was in there. I could see. And then I looked and I was like, "Oh, wow, she's helping me. That's so sweet." This is what I thought. But then from there, it was literally like a clip. It was just a snap. I snapped. I do not have any transition as in going anywhere. Like they say, you go through a tunnel and you see a light, and whatever other body people have experienced, that's not what happened to me. I was there. I looked. I remember turning around, as in looking, to go toward above me, through the roof. I turned around and I was there. That's where it gets cool for me. Because I looked, I remember breathing in and going, and I stood there. It's like, no. And I looked down and I'm like, and then I took in this breath. I was like, this can't be. I don't have words. That's where I knew. It's like, we don't just have love. We are cells of love. If you can gather what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
My body was a million, I don't know, trillion, gazillion number, whatever that number is, of a million tiny cells that were put together to shape a humanoid who only can feel love.
That's
That's it.
because there are only two emotions, and that once you're out of
And
this
well,
plane,
that
you know, feel
totally,
love,
yes,
love and fear.
I felt connected. I'm like, that's why I want to solve things with love, because that's what I am.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, it's like that feeling. I go there whenever I'm kind of out of sorts, and it's like, you know what, this is really not real. Let me go where the truth is, and I put myself. I have not been able to totally feel it because, of course, we're bodies. We're limited.
Yeah.
So, but I go as far as I can, and it's amazing to know that. So okay, so now I'm there, and I'm looking, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here, wherever here is, this is awesome. So I'm having that like party with myself, and then I stop. I was like, wait, oh, I left. It's like that means I'm dead. So it's like, okay, so that's coming into realization. It's like, oh, I have family, I have friends, and I have things. Like, you know what? It doesn't matter. And then I thought about my family and friends. I was like, wait a minute. And I paused a moment and I said, 3 months. In 3 months, everybody will be okay. Not that they're going to forget me, but that momentary, that really tough pain. Because when you lose somebody that's not sick, and it's a shock,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard to deal with that. And I was like, oh, wait, in, yeah, 3 months, they'll be okay. So I was like, okay, okay, so I'm here, so I can explore, so I can be. I want to be. I love this. This is what I want, And just when I'm about to take that first step into yay, let's go explore, there's a being, a man, and to this day, thanks to you, I now know who it was. But in that moment, um, my entire being just dropped. I mean, I dropped to the floor. I was on my knees, sitting with my head completely down. My neck is like all the way down, as in, yes, I'm completely humbled, big Lord being, whoever you are. I'm not even going to move my head up. I'm not even looking up. So I don't know, or that's why I couldn't know, or I didn't dare. Something in me would not allow me to look up. I've never understood, maybe I wasn't supposed to know at that moment who it really was. Um, but it was an extraordinary energy. It was pure goodness, pure white, and just strong, firm, all knowing, all present. It's like, yeah, he was there. And as he's, hearing me, he had to know what I was thinking and planning. He just stands there and he says, "You must go back." I was like, what? In my head. Of course, he's not hearing me, but I'll tell you what my dialogue was. Like, what? What are you saying? I mean, what? I'm just getting used to this body. I love this. Are you kidding? I don't want to go anywhere. What are you talking about? Then that's like, okay. What are you going to say? You got to say something. Say something. Say something. And it's like, yeah, like, say something. Like, no, but he's so big. Say something. Like, okay. I am so sorry. I apologize for going against your will, but I must say that it's best if I stay. you know? And I said it really slowly. I was like, I hope he doesn't get angry or anything. He's like, oh my gosh. So then he paused. I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen? And he says, I'm sorry. You must go back. I mean, in that tone, you must go. Like, there's no discussion here. I was like, okay, let's say something. You got to do something. You can't go back there. You can't go back there. You're already here. This is awesome. What do you want to go back to Earth for? And it's like, okay. So I did it again. So I said, I apologize. It's like my voice. I apologize. My body was doing this. It's like, I apologize again for going against your will. But I'm already here. Can't I just stay? Yeah. And then he paused and then he says, you must go back. You have a lot of people that love you. You have a lot of things to do.
You do.
Well, Well, that's what he said to me. He said, you must go back. And what do you think? Do you think I was quiet about it? No, 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 no. Of course, this is my third attempt. I was like, I can't believe it. Why did he put me in this position? 3 times? Are you dared? How dare you speak to this wonderful being and not just do what he's saying? Go with it. And I was like, no, this is too good. I can't. No, Earth will be fine. They'll find somebody else that can do what I can do. This is what I was thinking. It's like, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. So I guess he was waiting for me to comply or say, okay, okay.
Yeah, I guess you had to agree.
Yeah, right. And then when I started speaking again, and I said, I'm so sorry to speak again. And it's like I was doing that. I was like, I'm so sorry to speak again. But they will be fine. And when I said "and," that was it. He did not speak to me. He literally, the way I was shoved in my body, it was like, little girl, you need to just shut up. Literally. It was like that because.
Can you tell everybody what the being was now that you know?
Oh, yes, it was a lyran. It's like, yay. Yes, it was a lyran. And since then, I have seen seers, people that have abilities, and I've asked and I've done my own, and I could never figure it out. But then again, it had to be you to tell me. So everything happens in perfection. Yeah, he shoved me in. I felt like if I would say, it's as if he made me a ball of energy. It's like he went this, he just put me like silly putty and he turned me into a ball and he went, go in there. And he just shoved me inside.
Wayward earthlings.
Yeah. And I remember like, and I opened and instantly, like 3 seconds after I opened my eyes, I felt all the pain, whatever, what's happening in there. And my cousin was there. She's the first to see me. And she could see my hand was moving.
So were you back in your body now? Like
I'm back in my body.
Was that 4 days that you were on the other side?
That was 4 days. That little conversation, that to me felt, if I would give it time, because I'm pretty good with time, I would give it 20 minutes max.
Wow. In
our time, the way we perceive time. But the way time is over there, it's
not the same.
No.
Well,
because
also
to me,
just like you could see above your body. That's kind of how 5D is, except it's like that plus time. It's like you can see your whole timeline at once, all the timelines.
Oh.
So that's kind of how they see too. So it makes sense. That would be faster,
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, because there's no time at all. So they just pushed you. Maybe they just pushed you 4 days ahead and just went, boop. You go back here.
Well, no, because they had the surgeries and the recuperation and the waiting that she's not going to wake up and she's in life support. Her brain's not responding. There's nobody there. You got to get her off life support. We can use this room for someone else. I'm sorry, it sounds that way because that's what they said to her, to my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah, they're like, and she's like, no, I can't explain it. If you hear her story, she has her own. She's like, you know what? I went into a room and I said, God, you gave her to me. Only you can take her away. So if this is what you want, I will accept it. But if you're sending her back, because that's what I'm feeling, just do it because these people are going to disconnect her. So she had this conversation. Not that she heard anything, but she's like, I've never felt what I felt before. It was a knowing. It's like, I knew you were going to come back. I kept saying, like, no, this is not normal. It's not normal. Which she's going to come back. Oh, yes, ma'am. I know. It's your daughter. I know how you feel. It's like they did that condescending.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought you were, well, if you're brain dead. And did you have, did they work on you? Surgeries, you said?
Well, they did all the surgeries. Yes, let's get to that.
Like brain swelling, things like that?
Well, no, the brain just didn't work. It just stopped. What my main injuries were, my right lung broke off the bronchial tubes and it broke into 3 pieces. So they opened me up and it was swimming in there, just blood everywhere. My stomach was lacerated. My liver was lacerated as well. So they had to take the lung out, sew it up, and then they reattached it, which right now, today, my left lung hangs, my right doesn't. because it's attached to the actual ribs.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to attach it to the ribs, and of course the tubes itself. But it's like the only way they could figure out to make it, because they've never done that before, which is why they were expecting for me to die. They were not expecting for me to survive.
So it was
So
just something they thought of to do, the doctor,
yes,
and then it
yes.
worked. Wow.
Well, it was supposed to, yeah, it was supposed to work, which is what I kept telling them, because within those days, my body lost a whole bunch of pounds. I went down to 90 pounds.
Hmm.
So right now that you're looking at me like I'm 133 or something. So picture me going down to 90 pounds.
And but nothing was broken, you said.
No, that's another thing. The car, I broke the steering wheel in two parts. The inside of the car caved in completely because it was head on to hurt my legs, which as I go further, we'll talk about my legs. um, so, I mean, if you were to see the car, it was completely, the front was like an accordion and I was caught totally inside. But how did I walk out? Okay, no. Oh, well, we know how I walked out because I had some other help to help me walk out. But had it been someone else that had not done, I guess, what I did, or maybe had not had the connection, or maybe whatever it was, I don't know what causes them to help whoever they help, they would have been stuck. And then that Port Authority officer would have had to get maybe the fire department or somebody to
Cut you
pry
out.
them, out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked out.
So the
So
word
now
I keep
fast,
hearing is
yeah.
starseed. I just keep getting that starseed, starseed. So there's your confirmation that you are a Lyran starseed. So
Oh, I am.
yeah, that's what I keep
I,
hearing.
I
Yeah.
oh, oh,
So that's why
oh,
they were
okay.
there helping you. Yeah. This is
Oh,
so cool. When I asked you to come on, I had forgotten that it was, I mean, I didn't know that it was the
right.
Lyran guide you had told me about. Okay. So that's really cool. All right. Keep going.
Okay. So now, right. Okay. So as I wake up, I asked my cousin uh, to give me, like, when I didn't ask, I couldn't talk. I kind of, I moved my hand and she could tell that I wanted to talk or say something. So I just asked her if I had surgeries, that kind of conversation. And I still have that piece of paper where I'm drooling, doodling on the paper. And that's what I asked her. From there, the next day was when I sat up, which was, again, another miracle because nobody in my condition sits up. Who the heck sits up in that? I mean, yeah, all right. And I spent the entire day sitting down. At the end of the day, the nurse comes in and she says, listen, I know that you've been through a lot and you shouldn't even be breathing. But tomorrow, if you want to leave the hospital, you have to begin coughing. And I looked at her. I said, what? I can barely talk, let alone cough. Why are you asking me to cough? She says, you have to, because you have a lot of blood inside your lung. And the only way that lung is going to clear up in order for you to heal is if you cough. I said, okay, I can do it. I'm here. I was sent here. It's like, that's my train. It's like, I obviously can do this because they told me, they sent me. Yeah. It's like, what even if it's like, yeah, I can do it. So then from there, I started, like, everybody that visited me, I would take my left hand and I would touch theirs. And I would just look at them and I was like, I'm fine. It's okay. So they were just looking at my physical body. I was like, that's okay. We'll put it together. So then the next day, this is another, to me, it's one of the biggest miracles to me, is that in my head, obviously, because I wasn't going to say it, I had a lot of people there, friends and family, people, coworkers, everybody, even the people from the hospital would visit me because nobody's ever seen anybody like me. So when it was time to begin the cough, I took a pillow, I put it in on my belly, and I hugged it. And then I asked anybody that was there, and I would just tell them, just grab another pillow, ask them to come around my back and put it on that surgery. Because I have 40 stitches that come across from under my right breast all the way up to my shoulder blade. And then I have 25 here. I had a tube on my liver, a tube in my stomach, and 2 tubes in my lung.
Thanks.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So now in my head, I'm holding the pillow and I would tell the person, like, listen, I'm going to count to 3. On 3, I'm going to cough. And that's when you're going to press down. So basically to kind of hold the surgery, I guess, in place. So it kind of,
Yeah. Oh, I see. So you wouldn't
you
pull
know,
stitches. Yeah.
pull stitches and to kind of get it to hurt less, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So then, okay, I would do 1, 2, 3. In that moment, I would tell Spirit, the one that helped me,
Hmm.
I said, listen, you sent me back here. I need your help. I need to repair this body, but I can't do it alone. I said, okay, when I do this, I want you to take the pain away when I cough. And you give it back to me. Obviously, I can handle it. But just take it off so I can cough, please. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I took my pillow and I said, okay, here we go. And I counted to 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I, inhaled and coughed really hard. Rachel, I did not feel a thing. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Nothing. I would cough. I would spit out. And I would have to do it again, at least 2 coughs. Cough again, spit out. And I'm pressing, she's pressing, or he, whoever in the moment. But as soon as that last cough was out, everything would come back instantly. I would get all the pain back. So
Wow.
this I did for about 6 days. Every day I would do it twice a day, and I would ask. And everything is as if my body was completely healed for just, I don't know, 5 seconds or 10, however long it took me to do the 2 coughs. And then it would all come back. That's how I managed to get my lung to start working.
Oh, so that inflated that lung?
Exactly. I
Oh.
mean, not to the point where, let's say, where you're breathing, because when I left the hospital, I was still doing 40% oxygen only, which is basically, I would say 3 words and I would just get dizzy because I didn't have enough oxygen in my lungs. But still, I got it to the point where I could just begin the normal healing process. So now on the second day, when they come look, to look at the surgery and that I'm coughing and, oh my gosh, she's sitting. How could this be? Oh my, you're not, I thought you were going to be here for 6 months, but I don't think you're even going to be here 2 weeks. So then the doctor comes to check me, he looks to see that everything's okay and all the wires and everything that was there. And now they're looking at my legs. I had these bubble boots on to keep my muscles from, I guess, not getting too damaged from immobility. And when he removed them, he says, "Oh my gosh, who was the surgeon that performed those 2 knee surgeries? I mean, they look wonderful." I'm like, "What knee surgery?" There was no knee surgery. Yes, you have 2 knees. Yes, you have 2 on the left one and you have 2 on the right one. See, they're right there. Like, no, nobody has performed any knee surgery on me. How could you tell me that? Aren't you looking at them? I was like, yeah, I see them, but I did not have surgery. What are you saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying I didn't have surgery. So he just stood there looking like okay, because I did have amnesia. I had full amnesia.
You did?
Yes, total amnesia, as in the only thing that I knew was that the people that I looked at, I knew which ones were friends and family. I could tell that's a friend, that's a family. Do I know why or their names or where they came? Nothing. I didn't know my name. I didn't know what a pen was. I looked out the window and I looked, I was like, oh, look at those things moving. Why are they moving? Which were vehicles? Those were
Oh, wow.
cars. I didn't know what anything was when I first, yeah, that just slowly started coming back. So then the doctor, he just, he looks at the chart and he looks around and he starts asking questions. He's like, who did, and he literally, I heard him in the hallway. He was asking, so who was it that did her knee surgery? Like, no, doctor, she hasn't had any knee surgery. To this day, to this day, we don't know who performed my knee surgeries.
I can give you a guess.
Right?
It's definitely your leg.
Yeah, yeah. Throw my glasses. So from there, I left the hospital after 9 days, which was what?
That's
Uh,
crazy.
it's like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, they pulled out my tubes on the 8th day. which was another experience. I forgot to ask my buddy to take the pain away because that was, I mean, I don't know if you can imagine it, but it's literally feeling a snake being pulled out of your body. Because it just, I guess, in being that it's plastic or rubbery, you know,
Oof.
so it moves. It did that movement like that, you know, inside. No, not a cool thing. Um, Now after this, I still had that peace, that that knowing that okay, I belong here. Okay, I got it. I'll do what you want me to do. So what is that? Then that's where I start asking. It's like, okay, okay. I know that I've had gifts and I've been able to, or not gifts, I guess I've been a little connected over someone else that, you know, that doesn't listen. I was like, okay. And I start the quest. Like, okay, what do you want me to do? And that was a long, long time ago. And I'm still trying to figure out what it is that they want me to do. I have an idea,
You're getting
you
there.
know. Everything is falling into place because, again, one of your, I had one of, I don't remember if it was that we had a session or it was a,
Okay,
that
so
you,
you asked me
yeah.
to reopen your clairs,
Yes,
and
that's what started
when
it.
I went to make the
Yes.
meditation for you, the angels told me how to do it, and so I did. But then afterwards, I was like, "This is amazing!" Like I told you, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna so I'm gonna give you like the price that I normally sell meditations for, because I'm gonna resell this meditation because it's supposed to be for everybody. But then I ended up redoing it because they gave me more information. I found out there were more clairs or something, so I gave you one, and then I redid it,
Mm-hmm.
the 8 clairs meditation. That's one of my best meditations. I mean,
Wow.
they give it to me, so
Right, right, right,
I'm not
right.
like omnipotent power. I'm just I'm just channeling it. Although
Right,
lots
but
of
that's
hours of
awesome.
work on my end, but still.
Still,
And that was
no, but that's
really,
awesome that I had to do with that.
yeah, no,
Like,
there's helped so much because I've helped a lot of people with that, and it helped me too because I didn't realize, and I realized it after, that I had turned off my clairvoyance. So for years, 20 years, I always thought, I wish I had clairvoyance. I wish I had it. I wish I could see things. When people said,
right.
"Oh, I see people's movies," or "I see people this, I see that," I was always like,
Yes.
"Oh, I wish I had that." And after I did that, because when I make these meditations and attunements, I do them myself. Um,
Hmm.
it opened it up like crazy. And now I feel like clairvoyance is like my second strongest clair now, maybe even my first. And I had turned it off because when I was a kid, I saw these like spirits, and
Hmm.
I tried to tell my family, my brothers, they all
And
teased me
they,
and
yep.
made fun of me, and then
Hmm.
all this stuff happened, and then I got started to get
Hmm.
scared, and then nobody believed me, so I was scared. I didn't have anyone to tell. Nobody believed me. They made fun of me, so I just turned it off somehow. And
That's
that really,
exactly what happened to me. But
yeah,
I turned, see, you turned one off. I turned everything off.
yeah. But that's a whole
It
nother.
was, yeah, yeah. I mean, everything was off completely.
Yeah.
I couldn't see, hear, feel nothing, nothing. And I felt this disconnect. It's like, what? I can't hear the trees anymore. I don't hear them talking. Why? I
Oh,
miss that the most. It's like, come on, I want to pass by a tree and know its personality.
and can
Why?
you
I
get?
can't hear it. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah, yeah.
Gia, we're
I
watching.
love passing by trees. Yeah.
Gia is strong with the tree people as well. Look, she says it
Oh,
was Raphael, obviously, who healed you. But I think it was a Lyran, because if Raphael healed your knees, I don't think there would be a scar.
oh, there you go.
I think the scar
Right.
shows that it wasn't angelic.
You're right. Well, at least I think so.
And I mean,
I mean,
it's consistent with things you see on Gaia where they talk about this medical stuff. They probably did it with light. They
hmm
probably did it with light. And that's probably why the scar looks so neat and perfect. You know,
Yes, it's a
it's technology we
perfect
don't have.
line. I have a perfect line on one side, and then I have another one on the other. Yeah, and then on my right knee, it's like a, I would say an oval shape, like an oval. Yeah, because it's not a straight line. I don't know what happened to the right knee, but
I bet they did it when you had those balloons on. That's what I'm saying. That they kind of took you out and did it and put you back. Amazing. And so nothing broken,
nothing.
no bone.
They tell the, oh my gosh, the medical doctors, the police, that continue, you know, that followed the case, especially the doctors are like, how is it? And they would look at the car, like you broke the car instead of the car breaking you. Like who does that?
That
How
was
does that?
similar
I
to
was like,
an accident. Mine
they're
wasn't
like,
bad, but
oh, well, they're like, well, your bones are just too strong. How do you have such strong bones? Like, well, I drink a lot of calcium. Like,
I eat broccoli for
like
breakfast.
I was like, okay, sure. Calcium gives you superhuman bones.
When I was in my
Wow.
accident, I had the same, and this is
Oh,
how we got on this topic.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
1 second where I knew I either had to speed up or slow
You got it.
down.
Yep.
It was a long moment inside the tiniest fraction of time. I had my little boy in the car, he was 3, and my husband, and just I had to decide which would be less, because I could see she was not going
Which
to
is,
stop.
that's what
She
I
was
was
speeding
looking
up.
for.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
in the same way, our car was completely crushed upside down, just like almost nothing left. My little boy's car seat saved my life because it kept the ceiling from coming in on me. My
Okay.
husband should have been, I mean, he should have been dead, and he was the least hurt. It was like there was a bubble around us. Everything else got crushed, but in this bubble, we were
Mm.
fine. Yeah, it's like the angels just,
We are
and we
accident
crawled out.
sisters.
Now my little boy couldn't crawl out because he was stuck. His car seat was,
Oh,
fastened.
he must have had the belts,
Yeah, so they had to
fastened.
pull him out. He was hanging upside down for a while, and he was really scared, and that was
Oh,
really,
wow.
really traumatic for him.
How
But
old was he? How
he
old
was
was he?
3.
Oh,
It
oh
really
wow.
changed him. After that, he's has a lot of anxiety, but he's way better now. He's 7 now.
Mm,
He's better,
okay.
and I know it's just his path, but hard as a
Right,
parent.
I know, but as a mom,
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to see that.
in my life, I mean, that was the scariest moment of my life. I can't imagine what it was like for a 3-year-old.
That's right.
I mean, my
Well,
life's
to
not
me,
pretty.
I was just scared in that moment where I had to decide.
Yeah,
But
I'll
then when
never
I
forget.
looked, yeah, it's like that moment where you're like, okay, what do I do? Where do I go? What?
Which way is worse? Yeah, slow down,
Yeah,
speed up. Yeah,
slow down, speed up, go to the left, go to the right. What do you do? What do you do? It's like, all right, you know what? Here, I let go,
I
and then
can't
that
believe you
was
let
it.
go. That's amazing.
I let go. Yeah, I let go, and it's like, I don't know how it happened because if I let go, how do I end up breaking the steering wheel? It's like I don't understand. I don't know what happened. I don't because I was not in the car. See?
How did you break the steering wheel and not break your nose?
Thank you.
That's impossible. I mean, even break your nose on an airbag would
And
be.
I had a bruise here. So if I hit, it must have been that I went down and I hit here, I guess, with my face, and then the bottom of the steering wheel because it literally went. It became like a rectangle with the curves
Wow,
at the end. That's how the steering wheel ended up. So my
that's
chest could have
crazy.
broken the bottom, my face, then the top of the steering wheel. And this was an Audi. It was a 1998 Audi, which was the last model that made the car out of steel. Hmm. So it's not what we have now. This was a
Yeah.
steel car, which means that then the impact would definitely be even
Oh yeah.
harder, stronger, worse, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
anybody watching have any questions for this?
Oh, and I can't even see. Do you see any? I
I
don't
can
see
see
any.
them. Yeah.
Okay, so you let me know.
Okay. Um, Trying to think of more questions. Were you ever, so you were never like hovering in the room for a long time? Just that point
No, no,
where you,
no. I hovered just that moment. So
before
it's
you
like,
went
okay,
up?
I sat up, I went up, I turned, because I was facing up. So I turned around to face down, and now, I'm completely horizontal looking down. And it's like, oh, it's like, to me in that moment, it was completely natural. I don't know what I was thinking. It just looked natural, like, oh, look at me there. And she's
Yeah.
helping me. That's cool, and that's it. And then from there, now it was a snap, literally. It was that quick, where then I'm trying to get used to, and looking is like, what is this? Is me for real? I thought I arrived at a place that
Well,
was
see, that's what
loving.
Dana's asking. So when you got there, what did it look like?
Yeah.
Was it like a room, or was it
No, no,
just white?
no. It was a vast place. And the thing is that I didn't get to take the time to really look, because I was so amazed. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't understand, how could I be 100% love. So I was so into myself. I kept looking. It's like, whoa,
Could you see your
we
body,
are
or
loved.
just it was
Yes,
just like a light?
it was pink. Okay. When I first looked at it, it was just pink. That very light. You see, like when you see rose quartz, but a dark rose quartz, not the light ones. A
I
dark
know
rose
what color it
quartz.
is.
That pink. Okay, that
That's
pink.
the angel fire color for love. So
Well, that was the pink, and I first saw the color, so I assume that I arrived at a place that was that color. If
oh.
you see.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm standing there, it's like, wait a minute, no, 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 no. The place is not pink. I'm pink. So it's you go. I went through a process of trying to
Okay.
figure it out what was happening, and then that's when I started, going down and going, pulling up my hands and looking. It's like, wait, what? At one point, I did look deeper into me. I guess, focused more. And then that's when you see the tiny, little, tiny, tiny little cells that put everything together, because I was not solid. It's not
Right.
like I had eyes, or you said, like I told you, that I bowed down to him, but I didn't really have a body per
Okay.
se. I was energy.
Sure.
I was
Here's a question
energetic.
from Megan.
Yeah.
She says, "Do you feel that Lyran around you now?"
Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. The times though have been when I have thought of him. I have not noticed it, say that he was there, and then I'm like, oh, you're there. It hasn't been that way yet. It's been where I have said, it's like, you know what, it's like, you're awesome. It's like, wow, really, thank you, And I go into those moments where I'm just talking to him, and it's like, wow. But then I hear him. I hear him in my head. Like, I hear the answers, which is really strange. I'm getting used to that.
Did he give you his name?
No, I have not asked the name. Well, you know the name. You know the name.
Did I say it was the same? It's the same one, right? That I've been
You
talking to,
said
or
it was with I didn't get to write it down, but it was with a K. I remember that.
Kyrian? Yeah, that's the
There
one
you
that's
go.
been talking to me. Kyrian.
Kyrian is what you
Yeah.
said. That
So
it makes
ask him,
sense.
is that him? I mean, I feel like it is,
Oh.
but you can ask since you get the answers loud and clear.
Wait, I gotta stop laughing. Okay, wait. Okay. Oh my God, I can't stop laughing. Okay. No, it's not him.
Okay, because I would think it would be different. Yeah,
Oh, okay. No, it's not him. I thought it was him. Oh, okay.
I think they're
Is that him?
alike though, because we had said they looked alike.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're very similar, which is why I said, oh yes. I said yes right away, but okay,
they're
so no,
probably
he said
from the
no.
same planet, because the Lyran constellation has a lot of planets in it, so it has like Vega and stuff, and
Oh,
so
okay.
there's lots of different kinds of beings
Lyran.
that have
Okay.
different kinds of cat like. So there's
Mm-hmm.
humanoids who have big eyes. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. And then there's humanoids with like lion faces, and then I've seen this humanoid where her skin is like has cheetah. They have like it's a
Yes, I saw cheetah, and I
but it's
saw
not
a
fur. It's her
lion. Yeah.
skin. It's like she's wearing a
Yes, the skin.
one piece
Right.
outfit or
Right.
something.
It's not fur.
Yeah.
Right. It's what the right. It's like, it's how we have freckles. Well, they have
Yeah.
the cheetah like, or the stripes.
Interesting. And I
Yeah.
feel, and I'm such a cat person that it makes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, is it
Mm.
related? And by the way, I didn't know anything about Lyrans. zero, nothing. And they were like, we're next for February. And I was like, who are you? I was like, so, I mean, if you guys are like, I know nothing about galactical beings, well, join the club. I'm learning one a month. They're like, you'll be an expert by the summer. Now, I do know about some Pleiadians, which is next month. That I know about because I have a guide who's Pleiadian. But,
Oh,
just like
cool.
the Lyrans, it's not like you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's a whole system. So.
Yeah. Yes, they're all different.
Mm-hmm. So
I know,
like
that
the
told you I
Pleiadian
got
thing,
when
I
they
was
showed
probably,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
They showed up. Remember I told you I had nine of them showed up when I did
Oh.
the meditation.
Oh, when you did the avian meditation, you had 9 Lyras? That's right. A lot of people had different, not just
Mhm.
avians show up. Did you have some avians show up?
4.
Okay. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Liz is in my VIP group. So last month, part of the mini offerings was the Blue Avian Attunement, which will be on
Mhm.
sale, is on sale, but it's not on my site because where we're doing it right now. But the Blue Avian Attunement, and then the Blue Avian Meditation, which is that the avians wanted us each to have four guides of them to help us, like with ascension and with our light path. So when everyone did the meditation, they all had different things happen. I had 4. You had 4 plus 9 Lyras. And then Gia saw all kinds of things. She had like 1 or 2 avians, but she had different galactical beings. And the meditation that I'm doing this month with the Lyrans is not for guides. It's for soul travel. It's some sort of soul travel they want to do with it. We will find out once I do it. So yeah. I get overloaded. So I'm like, just hold that information until I get there. Well, does anyone else have questions? That's the most fascinating story I've ever heard. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
Really, you
Kiwi
have.
wants to get in
Thank
the
you.
picture.
Oh,
Where's Kiwi?
oh, you hear her?
Look, you gotta let her
Kiwi.
in.
You want me to get her?
Yeah.
No, no, no. Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
She's so
Okay.
cute. All right, check this out. Oh, she was the cutest bird when we were practicing. She was just sitting on her head or her shoulder. It's just so cute. I thank everybody for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to listen to this amazing story.
And there's Kiwi.
That's Kiwi. Hey.
You should say Kiwi now. Say Kiwi. Kiwi. Okay, let's leave her alone so she'll say it on her own.
Okay. Well, if anyone
Okay.
else has a question, now's your time. Because we're wrapping up. But thank you so much for coming on.
Actually, let me thank you, please. Please. I mean, I don't even know where, I hadn't told this story in years because I put it away because it hurt.
Well, yeah.
When it deeply, and I really did not like how I felt whenever I told, because then I would be asked, because I mean, my back issue, it comes up. So it's like, oh, what's wrong with your back? What happened? Oh, she had a car accident. Well, what happened in your car accident? So the story, oh, did you have an X-ray? I was like, oh God. And I'm not the one, I don't lie. I'm sorry. Either I'll stay quiet or I'll just talk. If you don't want to hear me, don't ask me, because I will tell you the truth.
I feel that way
So
too.
then,
don't ask unless you want to hear some weird
don't
shit.
ask. And sometimes I tell them, it's like, are you sure you want to hear it? Okay. So then, but with this in particular is the only thing that has really hurt me. I mean, it's like my chest caves in when I've told it, and they'll say, oh, well, your brain made that up. I'm like, oh, really? So
You can't make that
that's
stuff
what
up.
well, according to what I've heard, my brain made it up because that's what I learned what happened when I would die. I'm like, okay, where did I learn that would happen?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
whatever.
Can't listen to 3
So
dudes.
having, you smiling and actually you believe me,
Of
you
course.
see it, you understand, it's priceless for me.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
glad. I'm so
so
happy
this
to
is
be
like the
on.
first time is a good thing to say it, and it's good. And people are not, whoever's looking right now is not saying, well, she's just nuts or shut up or whatever, because that's what I would get. It's like, why did you ask me then? I wasn't
Yeah.
offering.
Well, you're
What's
on
your
the
point?
5D channel now, baby. So everyone knows you're telling the truth.
So really, yeah. I mean, I didn't. I mean, this was not part of the plan. I just thought, you have a car accident. Maybe you want to hear my story.
No, I did. I'm so
And it
glad you
turned
told me
into
too.
this. We've
I
shared
know.
it with a whole bunch of people. So,
I was like, you need to tell everybody on Monday. I really wanted to know.
so yeah. Thank you for
Well, thank
giving
you.
me that. So that's cool.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks for coming on. And for y'all that just came on, you should watch this whole thing because it's amazing. It's an amazing story. All right. Well, thanks, Lise.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
And
having
thank
me.
everybody for watching. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.